Okay. The second part of 6.2, these are the word problems. I don't know if y'all noticed, I did not do all of them. I think I did 5 of them maybe. And part of it is because I wanted to talk to you about something. I have no trouble getting to this in class. But online it's a little different because I don't get to do my little dog and pony show and stuff and let you guys talk back, and somebody usually brings it up. So I did 29. I did 30. I've got the kite and the pictures. 31 is on the same page. That one's about the quilt. And I will tell you, here's where I'll start. On 31, the quilt problem, I know a fair number of quilters. I only know 1 or 2 math people who quilt. Most math people I know are artists, they draw. But I will tell you that almost every person I know that is extremely good at math or extremely good at history has some sort of artistic outlet. That creativity, you need that to be good at anything. Um, Quilters, most of the time, are good in math in their head, but not necessarily on paper, but they can do it. They just don't realize that's what it is. A lot of music people are the same way. They have tremendous arithmetic precision because that's what music is. It's just a different format. So 31, that problem is not too terrible, except it is written so tediously. And if you know anybody who quilts, you will know that they do not work this way. They have warped this problem or perverted this whole system to fit a problem in a math book. Now the next one, I don't know what number it is. 38, 39. This is the one about the rafters. I wonder if that's 32. But anyway, the first one they do about the rafters. First off, the problem is in here. I had somebody look it up. I know it's the right answer. I don't have a teacher's book, but whatever. So the reason I had somebody look it up is because I used to do construction. I didn't necessarily do building construction, but I did order trusses when I worked at Home Depot. And I've done enough new construction when I put in flooring to understand how this works. And I know what slope is. I know that pitch is rise over run. So I understand the mechanics of this problem. The language, the jargon they use in here is all wrong. The length of a rafter or a truss should not be this upper piece. My understanding of trusses is that its length should be the lower, the bottom piece, the part that sits on the house or sits on the whatever addition. Now, that is semantics, meaning I picked at them because I know something they don't know. And people are bad for that because I think they just like to know something somebody else doesn't know. This is the same kind of thing that would lend you to basically harass a new person where you work, especially if it's got a particular jargon or a language you all use. When I worked outdoor theater, we had a guy from New York. He spent all summer looking for the skyhook, which was really kind of cruel, but at the time I thought it was hilarious. I know people who've gone to send people out after left-handed crescent wrenches. Oh gosh, left-handed conduit benders. I'm not going to be able to think of anything now that I'm trying to do this on the fly, and I didn't make myself a list. I once talked to someone who was trying to raise paint horses about getting color on their horse, and their statement was that the horse was red. Every career, every vocation, every job has its own language, and even if it's regular words that you use to mean something else, you need to be very aware of that, because the further you go in class, the more likely it is that you will run into somebody who will use your lack of knowledge about their jargon to mess with you. And they'll make you feel stupid. And they shouldn't, but they will. Don't let people make you feel stupid because you don't know all the little dirty secrets. Because a lot of the times you do. You just don't know them by that word. For example, a crescent wrench, an adjustable wrench, same thing. It just depends on where you're working. Or a knuckle buster if you want to talk to an old mechanic. Everybody calls stuff different. It makes them feel better. They like to do it. Makes them feel important. Don't take it to heart. Okay, the last thing I did, I didn't draw my picture good enough. This must be the one about the lobster boats. But this was 39, and the little note I made to mention to you guys is a lot of this is for surveying, and I have to admit I took a surveying class. I absolutely loved it. I would love to have been a surveyor and work outside and do math, but the dyslexia thing, I can't pass the field test for surveying. I could be office support. I could read the station and I can balance the total station. I love climbing around outside, but I cannot pass that field test. It just is above what I can deal with. But this deal with surveying, if you like it, it is an excellent job. It is also a job that is fairly easy to find work in. It does get you outdoors a lot. It's real consistent. Pays good. It's nice. But other than that, people in the Army who do field exercises work off degrees, minutes, seconds, and the north, south, east, west thing. People who draw maps, most of that is done with computers, but you still have draftsmen that do surveying and aerial surveying. There's 2 aerial surveyors in this area that I know of, which is kind of neat. Sailing and game warden and preservationists, they work a little bit off maps and stuff like that. Those are the 3 big things I would know that you could use this for, that it's nice. It's kind of specific. You really wouldn't have to go much further than this, but it's neat. If this speaks to you and you think it's interesting,